I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest. I'm gon' launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5. I'm rocking, and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, no stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb. And I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God, I get it, bro. So don't just let me get it. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get it, yeah, I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God, I'll get it, bro. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. I got this, man, I got it. I will not quit, I'm on it. Never rock it. Got the block lit, I'm toxic. Spitting logic, make them nauseous. Honest, can I stop this? Never cautious, drop it. I'm the hardest. Knock, knock, bitch, watch it. I'm the fucking king of rock, bitch. Profit, spitting hot shit. Off topic, chronic. I think I'm motherfucking lost it. Back, matter of fact, making racks where it's at. Have my back to the mat, not an act, that's a fact. We attack in a back, so we act, no we act. Think I'm black, up his neck. While I rap, not to snap, throw a jab, give a crap. We're advanced, I'm the man. Got a plan better than most brands. Goddamn, I'm a rhyme till I die. Never lie, that's a lie. I don't try, I defy. Get to die, that I'm right, yeah. Yeah, I've been in and out the studio like a student though, working on a movement, yeah, I'll do it cause I'm in the zone. And you know that I'm ready for the shows, how it goes, I don't know, but I'm waiting till I'm chose. Front row, here I go, all these people wanna know what you think of them lately. Do you really love me or do you really hate me? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you grade me? All this social media has got me going crazy lately. Everything's inflated, mainly everyone's invaded. Privacy is naked, man, I really hate it. God, I really hate it. I just wanna make it through all this fake shit. Living in the real life, living for some real times. Talk about the real climb, passionate in real rhymes. Steal time back from my 9 to 5, taking back my fucking life. I just wanna feel alive. And I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God, I get it, bro. So don't just let me get it. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get it, yeah. Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God, I'll get it, bro. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. Fake it till I make it. Motherfucking take it back from these haters. Playing tracks for the traitors. Got the passion and that's when it happens. Factions take actions, drafting their captains. It's happening. I'm raising my status, facing the madness. I'm out gaining traction, avoid the distractions. I'm snapping, no captions, attracting reactions, adapting, attacking, commanding the masses. I'm practicing habits. I don't fucking ask bitch, I just fucking grab it. I am never static, massively active, expanding, backslid, planning to have it. So I will go capture it and I'ma stay after it. I'm gonna fucking master it. Put 'em on blast it. They will never last it. Don't be so dramatic. Not my demographic. This shit is demographic.
Hello.
Effects, yeah, bitch.
Jij denkt aan giga veel streamen met het hele gezin? Wij van Delta aan de Giga Delta deals. Wat dacht je van 16 maanden lang glasvezel en tv al vanaf €35 per maand? Nu met de nieuwe wifi 7 voor nog sneller internet. Delta, aan alles gedacht. Check nu jouw deal op delta.nl.
Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your proof. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything. I
Eight
attract all the
numbers move around. Whoever puts it in the game. I don't. Fourth. Hey, Display, welcome in. Decided I wanted a day of chilling on old school RuneScape, so I am grinding out some rune essences. Need a bunch for later, because I'm gonna be magic build. Gonna be a spellcaster, and you need a lot of runes for that, so... Guess this is pretty much how I'm gonna be leveling with my mining and rune crafting. I want to get enough to max out my rune crafting, at least. I'm not exactly sure how many runes I need for that, but that's my goal. So probably like a few thousand, easily. What have you been up to? How you doing? I saw you've been doing work in patches on the game. Okay, there we go. Voice was coming. Yeah, I love it. I've been addicted to it for like the last few weeks, and now that I know that, like, you know, I'm on this game for a while, I decided to stream it, because usually whenever I do like long grinding games like this, I usually play it for like maybe 1 to 2 weeks before I lose interest, but I think I've been playing this, actually not think, I have been consistently playing this for like over a month now, and I'm still not tired of it, so... I'm just deciding to dedicate 1 or 2 days to just enjoy the game and grind. Usually I play it in like early mornings or evenings when I wake up and after I finish the day. So I'm hoping to make bigger progress. Have you ever played any RuneScape games before? Or have you even heard of it?
Jij denkt aan gigaveel streamen met het hele gezin? Wij van Delta aan de Giga Delta deals. Wat dacht je van 16 maanden lang glasvezel en tv al vanaf €35 per maand?
Okay, that's cool. I'm currently in a group hardcore Iron Man with Cookie. If you don't know, Iron Man is basically like you can't really accept any help from other players, but if you're in a group, then you and your group members can help each other and like trade items and like drop. I don't think you can drop stuff for each other because the game won't allow that, but you can trade stuff with each other. Don't play games really, but once in a while? Ah, okay. This has become like just a comfort game for me. I just sit and I just enjoy it and it just like relaxes me. I want to play Dying Light the Beast. I watched some gameplay, but it gives ideas on what kind of mechanics I should add in my game. Hey, that's great. Getting inspiration for other games is honestly the best thing you can do, right? Because you can have a lot of cool ideas on your own, but just seeing other works can really add on to it. I don't really think I'm too familiar with Dying Light, though. What exactly is that game? What's it about? It kind of gives me, like, a zombie game idea. Unless I'm just completely wrong. A zombie parkour game? Nice. That is a really good story. I love zombie games. My favorite zombie game is... or at least my favorite story-based zombie game is The Last of Us, the first game. And then my second favorite zombie game that's not really as story-based is 7 Days to Die. Those are my top 2 zombie games, but I just enjoy zombie games in general. Project Zomboid, isn't that like a... I can't remember. Isn't that like a endless shooter one? I don't think I've played that personally, but I know Cookie played it. Hang on. Come here, wizard. Alright. Give me 1 second while I look up Project Zomboid. Maybe it's just like a buried memory or something like that. Excuse you. Talk to the wizard. Project Zomboid. Sometimes I don't remember stuff that I've played stuff until I look back at it. Okay, no, I personally have never played this. I think Cookie has. Either he's played it or he wanted to play it. I definitely heard of that game before. Cookie. Project Spectrum. It's a new game coming out soon? Hang on. Let me look at it so I know what you're talking about. I probably still won't have half a clue, but you know, I make the attempt. Project Spectrum. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the website right now and I'm seeing like the little thing that they have playing. User agreement, customize settings. They don't seem to have a Steam page, it's just the website. I don't want to subscribe. Accept cookies to watch YouTube videos. No. Okay, let's go to the YouTube then, sure. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Put this here, pull this back up. I need... Huh? Chapter. Let me put this away. Make sure there's no sensitive... Okay, so that's that screen. That's this screen. There we go. Look at that. Let's do the official trailer.
Can you describe the sound in the recording?
Sorry.
Let's go back to the start.
I remember the wind, strong wind. What the hell happened here?
We got company!
Holy shit. Oh, that's cool.
The loss is too heavy for you. But sometimes, loss can birth beasts and bury truths. What do you think? What if you are the beast?
The beast?
Oh my god. That is cool. Okay. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, no, that's absolutely sick. I love that. You are the beast. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a like and yep, subscribe. Yeah, literally the first comment I'm looking at. Where's the Steam page? What? Yeah, they don't have a Steam page yet, I guess, which sucks, but it is what it is. Okay. This game really inspires me, but at the moment I'm trying to add more stuff to my game. I mean, fair enough, yeah. Honestly, if you can get, like, inspiration, like, from other games, that's great. So, but yeah, I can understand, like, putting, like, your own project, like, first. Like, I'm spending most of my time, dedicated, like, to my art that's going into Next Legacy and stuff, so. Not nearly as much time to play video games. Do you think that, after you end up, like, finishing your current project, that you're gonna like take a little bit of a break, time for yourself to just enjoy stuff again? Or do you like have like a second idea that you're gonna want to immediately roll into? Kind of a second idea, but much more simpler. But I hope I get the like grant. I'm just waiting for the review. Okay. The mega. Oh wait, is that like a is it's a epic thing? Wait, you can try to get epic to like give you money? Yes, I did Google that, by the way. Holy crap. Does that mean that like Epic Games technically owns part of your game if they help to like fund it and stuff? They said 150K with explanation, but it depends on your game. Okay. How long does it normally take them to review? Do you like roughly know when you're gonna hear back? Hi. Hi, babe. I forgot to put my music back on. Oh, wait, I get it now. No. I was like, that's random. What does that mean? Oh, I see it now. The review started yesterday, but it's up to November 4th, but they give you a random email. It's like trying to get into Harvard. Oh, well, I imagine. I mean, they are giving you money, right? They're kind of just like giving you free money under the expectation that you're gonna make something like cool and ultimately profitable for them. So I imagine it's not the easiest thing for indie devs to get, but it's definitely a cool opportunity to just for the fact that they are willing to like take chances and do that. So are you working on your game right now, or are you taking some time to chill? You're working on it right now? Okay. What are you currently working on, like, at this moment? But I will take a break once I hear back from them. Okay. Well, hopefully you end up getting the good news and that they do end up funding your game, because that would be sick, you know? If they do end up funding you, are you gonna, like, try to get some help? Player death animation door lock mechanic, hopefully I get it? Okay. Is that like a super like complicated? All I need is a lead programmer? Ah, okay. So you just really need like one person to help you. Okay. Because I'm already still doing everything. Okay. Honestly, it looks good so far. So yeah, just getting that little bit of extra help, I can imagine will take a load off. Shut up. She said load. Funny. I forgot what this is. I know it's a plugin. I don't remember what it's supposed to be telling me. Isn't that helpful? I didn't want to do that. I think I want to try doing a quest or two after I hit 1,000 rune essences. I noticed that your channel no, absolutely not. Where's my kick tab? Congratulations, you have earned yourself an Instaban. Get out of my chat. Bots. You could start earning up to $30 per hour. That's crazy. You get... Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm not gonna do that. Isn't that like Amarath's salary or whatever? Like with her OnlyFans, like she earns like a million or something like each month. I can't remember if that was like her OnlyFans salary or if like I'm just remembering something from like the whole gas station thing that was going on when she bought a gas station. I haven't heard about Amarath in ages. I think her name was Amarath. She was some kind of like hot tub streamer, I think. Welcome back, Displant. Gotta manually click on the door because clicking on a location your character doesn't realize it needs to open a door to get there and will just sit next to the wall. Razzle dazzle. Also, before doing quests in combat, make sure you learn how to fight and how the tick system works. Okay. Yeah, like you mean the difference between like different combat options, and I definitely do need to. Don't take on. No, 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 no. I was gonna keep it to like the low level like goblins and rats for now. The tick system. I do need a. Okay. Oh, they're gonna have a live stream. That's cool. Alright, well, I guess after we hit 1,000, I am going to look up a guide on how the tick system works and how I can do that. And then we're gonna practice that on some, like, easy peasy little tiny guys. How's it all? Oh, we're one off. Okay, it's fine. We'll have over 1,000, which is better. Also, low-key, just the 999 is satisfying to see there. We're about to ruin it, but it's fine. I guess while I'm doing this, since I already know I need to learn the tick system, get rid of that, bye. Do not need these. Game tick. It can be, oh, well. Should be 100 ticks per minute. Exactly. Right, okay. One second. I need to keep this open. Wait, hang on. RuneScape uses a tick system that's one tick, aka action per 6 frames. So you can do about 1 action per second. Typically, you want to eat before the tick hits, so your health increases on the next tick, else you risk healing too late and dying. Okay. Alright. Okay. So each action is about 6 frames, which is 6 seconds. Okay. And I need to, like, figure to eat before the next tick. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking about it too much and overcomplicating it. It's pretty simple. Watch your health, and then when your health is going to get too low on the next tick, then you just be ahead of that. You be ahead of it. That's all it is. Pause it. I guess I can put this away. I'm pretty sure this is brush. Okay, so that does more damage. I don't know if I want that, but whatever. I'll just grab it. I should... I guess get food. Where's my fish? I have fish. Withdrawal. Oh, I did all but one. Gimme. What? The rats drop food, right? I think the rats drop food. So... I don't really want to fight the rats yet, though, because... It's fine. Whatever. If I need food, then I'll just stop and get myself more food. I'll fish. Can't remember. I think the goblins were on this side. Yeah. There's only a couple of you here, though. I want, like, that spot where there's, like, a load of you guys. Yeah, okay, then I just can go to south to grab my net. It's fine. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should fight the rats. I can, like, two-hit these guys, so... Alright, rats it is. Wait. Bury the bones. We always bury the bones. I didn't realize I could two-hit the goblins. Okay. I think this way. Unless I'm wrong. I am wrong. It's this way. I forgot and then I remembered. I'm slowly beginning to remember where to go without looking at the map. Which is amazing. I'm directionally challenged. Alright, random. I don't like that actually. Hang on, wait. If I'm literally have to count per tick, I'm getting a lot of server freezes, and it started happening after I enabled the 117 HD, so I'm gonna get rid of that because lag will screw me over. Why does it look like this? Or I don't remember. Wait. Last time. Oh, and it's not showing. Just gonna hide this for a second. Bye. Oh. Maybe if I go into regular settings, maybe I did something there. Oh, it's literally just the layout that I chose. I can't have my preferred layout and have it look okay? Wow. That kind of sucks. But why does it have an effect on... Okay. I guess this is what we're going with. You walk around real quick, make sure there's no more server freezes. I'm pretty sure that it might be a graphics card issue that makes the 117 HD plugin freak out. Yeah, okay, I'm not getting any server freezes, so I think we're good. We are out of the danger zone. I can just only have a pretty game when I'm grinding and not combating. That's fine. Why is it? My mouse is showing over there. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna move my stuff around real quick. Yeah, sure. That's fine. This is gonna sit over my map. Get a little smaller. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Perfect. We figure it out bit by bit. Have my inventory open. Wait, so did I do that right? Oh, and I get to level up my prayer while I do this. Sick. Oh, oops. Well, I didn't mean to fight the frog, but you know, here we are. Right from all the way over there. Okay. What did I level up? Oh, nice. I thought I was about to fight another frog for a second there. Level 6 we're at. Level 6, level 6, 3. Yeah, I think the level 6 are the highest. There's level 10 frog. Oh, well. That's a big frog. I don't know, I mean, I handled that level 10 frog pretty easily, actually. Um. I think I can do a level 13. I think that's safe. Okay. Just Okay, so I'm gonna assume taking on a level 13 frog isn't going to be the same if I find, like, a level 10 rat, right? That has to be different. Maybe. Oh, big bones. Wait. I'm gonna find another big frog so I can bury big bones and I can see how much that affects my prayer. I know different size bones does different thing. It gives you a different amount of, like, prayer XP. Okay, well that one was hitting me a little bit. Okay, now I want to watch. What is it? It is 5011, and then damn. Okay. Well, sick. Level 6, level 6. I do like fighting the level 13s, but I just prefer if they were like rats, so I could get food from it too. Level 3, level 3. I think the biggest thing are the frogs. Not really confident enough to go out looking for other types of enemies right now, so.
Nu met de nieuwe wifi 7 voor nog sneller internet. Delta, aan alles gedacht. Check nu jouw deal op delta.nl.
Hoe zou het zijn
Nope.
om voor mensen te zorgen of voor de klas te staan? Of
Hey, stop met dagdromen en start met een erkende mbo- of hbo-opleiding bij LOE. Dan kies je voor flexibel studeren. Waar, wanneer en hoe snel je wilt, regel je slim door.
Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the burst that I wanna be better, not worse, man it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words. Gonna be a star, man, life's like a blur. When you're working this hard, yeah, you get what you deserve. Yeah, I ain't taking a backseat, I'm passing anybody else who is rapping. I'm nasty, ain't nobody able to catch me, they gasping. They cannot compare, they can't match me, I'm at half speed. I got your girl and she laughing and dancing, hanging on my butt, she asking to crash with me, smash with me, she savage, she wants cash money, and she knows that I live lavishly. I wanna live, I'm cold inside, gave all I have just to feel alive. I fight to live, I fight to strive, one day I'll have what I want. I want the whole world in the palm of my hand, I got a plan, I'm the man, now I'm teaching the game, a veteran, better than anybody else who tests me. I'm ready, looking at my hand and it's steady, I'm trending, ascending and blending, lyrical bending. Now I'm spreading and getting my name out now, yeah, they hearing me laugh. All the crowds repping the sound, I'm hitting the ground running, up and coming, ain't nothing, yeah, rookie of the year, I'ma keep it 100, cold-blooded, no budget, from nothing to something, I ain't bluffing, I got a full hand and a full plan, I ain't gonna stop till I'm at the top, man.
Yeah, after I'm almost completely full On rat meat, I'm just gonna focus on the frogs, because they're able to do a little bit more damage. Gonna fill this row. Oh, hello. Freaky Forester. With some pheasants. I don't think I've ever gotten this event before. I think this one's new. I have no idea what this is, but let's find out. Oh dear lord, what's happening? Okay, I need you to kill a pheasant that has 4 tails. Bring me the raw pheasant when you are done. Okay. I think that's this one, right? Let me leave the area. Okay. You get third. Did I just get a hat? Can I not examine it? Okay. Well, I have a hat now. That's a good hat. I'm gonna put this back on though. I'll keep the hat though. I like it. Alright. Let's fight some big frogs. Alright, I gotta click back. Oh well. Poop. Hang on, I want to... After this, I'm fighting this frog, I want to look at something. You are now attack level 20. That means I can use that, I think. Okay, bury these real quick, and then... Build inconspicuous hole? Huh? Okay, I'm not gonna click that yet. Hang on. Before I get distracted, like I always do. Here's my wiki page. Three ticks per attack. Wolfbane. Put this down here. Oh, actually, put that here and then this here. There we go. Now I can read everything on different screens. Weapon. Label says dagger. This is a dagger, right? I'm gonna assume that because it's a dagger, that it's gonna work roughly the same. Lengths of certain actions and notable weapon attack speeds are given in below. Know that this list is not comprehensive and that exceptions may apply. Oh, that scared the hell out of me. Ham joint, swift blade, goblin plate, cannon. A dagger. Wolfsbane is a dagger. Okay. It is what? 4 ticks per attack. Lord, okay. Okay, so it's 4 ticks per attack. Let's go. 6 seconds. X. I'm sorry guys, I'm reading. I'm trying to learn game mechanics. I know it's not the most exciting thing right now. I'll say dagger because I'm using dagger right now. Oh wait, I didn't specify OSRS. Now I got a bunch of military videos. Hold on. Sorry. Advanced combat mechanics and tips. Five. Oh, he's got like a mini. The Lumbridge Knight.
In the world of Gel.
Nope. Don't do that. Don't just start it. Reviews and opinions. No, where's your combat guide? I think that's some melee training. Open in tab.
Welcome to Limbo.
Nope. Start it. Don't automatically start it. Range, over mining, smith, prayer, cooking, fishing. Tips for new members, root crafting. Oh, he's got like literally every method here. That's cool. Sure, I'll subscribe to the Lumbridge Knight. I'm actually gonna start watching this guy so I can start learning everything. That's that one basic or advanced? Advanced combat mechanics. So basic combat mechanics melee. There we go. That's what we're after. Since we're learning how to do this, hey guys, we're gonna watch a tutorial here together. Alright, Nifix, chill out for a second. Time to educate ourselves here. OBS is there. I don't just want to do regular screen share, but window capture should be okay. That way you guys can at least follow along with what I'm looking at. Oh, okay, that's big, but we'll fix that. Great.
Welcome to another Lumbridge Knight guide for free-to-play OSRS. In this video, we're going to be looking at the mechanics behind OSRS melee combat. This guide aims to give you a basic understanding of how melee works and how to set your character up to maximise DPS. On the surface, OSRS combat seems very basic, and anyone familiar with the rules of, say, Dungeons and Dragons or role-based tabletop games can imagine how it works. This is not far from the truth. Combat is indeed based on a role system. However, the actual system is a lot more complicated. This offers players an advantage, as understanding how this works can give you some big benefits in combat. Now I'm going to add a disclaimer up front. This guide aims to create a basic understanding of the mechanics, so I will use approximations and simplifications to try and make things easier to understand. Let me know in the comments if you think some advanced guides will be of use to you. The first thing to grasp is that OSRS runs on a clock or tick system. Each tick lasts for 0.6 seconds, which roughly equates to 100 ticks per minute. Why is this important? It is important to understand the way events stack to the end/beginning of each tick. E.g., if I click a piece of food to eat at the start of a tick, the actual action will occur at the end of that tick or the start of the next. Certain actions can be used to take advantage of errors in the game clock and provide additional benefits. This is known as tick manipulation and will be covered in a separate video. For now, the only reason we need to know about ticks is to understand the speed of OSRS weapons.
That's not this. Oh, well, I'll just finish watching this one anyway, because it'll probably have some information I don't already know.
Another basic combat concept to remember.
Then
is
we'll look for the
combat
tick
triangle.
manipulation
To use a
video.
Pokemon reference, this is how the game's weaknesses/super effectiveness works. Essentially, melee is weak against magic, but strong against ranged. Ranged is weak against melee, but strong against magic, and magic is weak against ranged, but strong against melee. This is a general rule of thumb for deciding how to equip your character based on the task/fight ahead. The advantages and disadvantages associated with this are largely based on the worn equipment. So in PvP, most melee characters, for example, will wear ranged armor to try and mitigate against magic attacks, their inherent weakness. Before we move on to the melee combat skills, we need to briefly explain combat level. Your combat level is a guide for how effective you will be at fighting certain opponents, be that other players or NPC monsters. The exact calculation of your combat level is shown on the screen now. As you can see, it's pretty convoluted. Thankfully, OSRS Wiki has an easy calculator you can use. See a link in the description. As a rough guide, assuming you level all your combat skills evenly, you will increase a combat level with every 3 to 5 levels gained in the combat skills. It's more complicated, but unless you are looking for a very specific character build or are looking to PvP, you don't need to worry about it too much. Just before we get into the actual melee skills, it's also worth understanding some additional factors about melee weapons and attacks. Firstly, a weapon's damage has a type, either stab, slash, or crush. You need to be aware of this in order to maximize your accuracy. Additionally, most bosses or high-level enemies will be more susceptible to attacks of a certain type. For example, dragons are all weak versus stab, so this should help inform your weapon choice. Linked to attack type is fighting style or combat options. In basic terms, there are 4 categories: accurate, aggressive, defensive, and controlled. These correlate to the core melee skills and determine the XP awarded. They also determine which attack types, stab, slash, or crush, your weapon will use. This is an important combination as depending on your requirements, you will need to try and match XP gained and the damage type being dealt to maximize your efficiency and or effectiveness. More on this later. Moving on to the relevant melee skills, starting with hit points or HP. This is obviously how much health a character has and thus how much damage can be taken or given before your opponent dies. There isn't much else to this stat other than the fact you will gain 1.33 XP per point of melee, ranged, or magic damage dealt. It is impossible to train the melee skill and not gain HP XP unless receiving an XP reward from a lamp quest or similar. Magic, on the other hand, can be trained without gaining HP levels. See the appropriate guide. Other than that, you will regenerate 1 HP per minute and food is eaten during combat to restore HP quickly. Attack is linked to melee accuracy and thus how often you will damage an opponent. Higher attack equaling higher accuracy. Think of attack as the modifier for your attack rules in D&D. There are also a couple of things linked to this stat. Firstly, to wield better weapons than bronze and iron, you will need a higher attack level. For example, steel weapons require 5 attack, black 10, mithril 20, addy 30, etc. This is useful as better weapons offer higher attack bonuses and higher strength bonuses, which we will cover in the strength section. Roughly, this translates to an increased accuracy and potentially a higher max hit. To work out a reasonable approximation of how high your accuracy is, take your attack level in combination with your equipment type bonus, minus any defense bonus the target has against that style. So let's say I attack Obor with a rune scimitar using the accurate combat style, with an attack level of 40. I have my base attack level of 40, plus 3 for the accurate style, plus 45 slashing for the scimitar, minus 40 for Obor's defense bonus in slashing. This gives me a relative accuracy of 48. Say we use the same weapon but in the controlled style. This would be 40 plus 1 for the controlled style, plus 7 for my attack bonus, minus 35 for Orbor's stabbing defense bonus, so my new relative accuracy would be 13. I can now compare these two figures and it's pretty obvious which will give me a higher chance of hitting Orbor. Strength is linked to melee max hit or damage. The higher your strength level, the higher your potential melee damage will be. Sticking with the D&D analogy, think of strength as the modifier to your damage rolls. As mentioned in the previous section, weapons also have a strength bonus stat. This is not to be confused with strength level, as the two are not quite the same, i.e. a weapon with a strength bonus of 5 is not equivalent to plus 5 strength levels. You can see the base damage calculation on the screen now. For general play, you can assume that the higher your overall strength level and strength equipment bonus, the higher your melee max hit will be. However, this is the one stat you might need to occasionally calculate to ensure you are getting a higher max hit, as due to the multipliers involved, while you might have a higher equipment strength bonus, calculation rounds down such that at a strength level of 40, a rune scimitar and a rune longsword will provide the same max hit. You can see on the screen now the calculations for the rune scimitar and the calculations for the rune longsword, and you can see that they're both equal. So to attain a higher max hit, you will need to equip more items that offer a strength bonus. An amulet of strength, for example, gives an additional plus 10. Or if we fight in the aggressive style for a plus 3 bonus to our strength level. Therefore, see the values we calculate, and you can see that a rune longsword with a strength ami has a max hit of 8, while the rune skimmy still has a max hit of 7. This is a useful example check because, as you will see later, the rune skimmy is faster than the longsword. Thus, at strength level of 40 for general combat, you would be better off with the scimitar, and you will only increase your max hit with the longsword if using an amulet of strength or fighting with the aggressive fighting style.
Please like the video and support my content. Thank you, noble knight.
The first thing to remember of defense is that it is linked to avoiding damage, not reducing it. It essentially increases the chance of your opponent hitting a 0 on you, otherwise known as a miss. Evasiveness would be a better description. Think of it in the same way as D&D attack rolls made against AC. This doesn't affect the damage roll, it affects your attacker's attack roll. There are also a couple of other things linked to this stat. Firstly, to wear better armor than bronze and iron, you'll need a higher defense level. For example, steel armor requires 5 defense, black 10, mithril 20, and so on and so forth. This is useful as better armor offers higher defense bonuses. Increasing defense levels does also increase your defense versus magic, however I will cover that in my magic combat basics video. Here is the exact equation to calculate your defense. However, all I think you really need to be able to do is to estimate your relative defense. To do this, you should simply combine your defense level with the relevant defense equipment bonus based on the incoming attack type. So if I had an account with 40 defense in runeplate body, being attacked by a slash weapon, my defense would be 40 plus 80, so 120 relative defense. As always, the bonuses from equipment do not exactly match skill levels, but for a rough approximation, it's fine. The next thing to consider is the attack or tick speed of your weapon. Each weapon has an associated speed, usually with a value between 4 and 7. Lower is better, as this means the weapon will attack more frequently. You can check this value on OSRS wiki. To put this into context, a weapon with speed 4 will attack 4 times in 10 seconds, while a weapon with speed 5 will only attack 3 times. This is also generally a set stat and cannot be changed. And now we make it to the final all-important concept of damage per second, or DPS. A higher DPS means more XP, and more XP means faster leveling. So it also means that you will kill your enemies faster, and thus, if you ensure you maximize your DPS, you are also maximizing the damage you can deal and the experience you can gain. Here's a run through on the screen of the actual calculations. I do not recommend trying to calculate this manually, it's really not worth it. I don't think I have ever needed to calculate it. To get a rough and ready estimate, all you need to do is track your XP using the RuneLite XP tracker, and then divide your XP rate by 240. Hey presto, you have your estimated DPS. Equally, if you look to understand the concepts covered so far, and so use the right combination of combat style, skill level, weapon and equipment, you should be able to get very close to your maximum DPS without having to calculate. To help illustrate the concepts covered, let's take the example of a player with base 40, full rune armor, an amulet of power and rune skimmy. They're going to fight Orbor, one of the free-to-play bosses. The first thing we need to do is head over to OSRS wiki and check out Orbor's stat page. This tells us he is most susceptible to stab, as his defensive stat in that area is lowest. then slash, and then crush. However, the difference between them isn't very big, so in this instance we can probably use whichever weapon we want. Next we should check his damage output, which is type crush and ranged. So we should look at armour that provides good protection against those types. Runeplate body does, so for now we will stick with this. Quick note, in reality if fighting Obor you should pray protect from ranged. This will make him attack with melee more frequently, so crush attacks. Therefore rune chain body will be the best choice, but this is outside the scope of this video. See my guide on fighting Obor for more information. Next we need to decide if our weapon of choice, the rune skimmy, is best for the job. I think it is, as I have decided I want to prioritise accuracy and more attacks over a higher max hit. What does this mean? Well, if you remember the comparison from the strength section between the rune scimitar and the rune longsword, I showed that weapons with a higher strength bonus doesn't necessarily guarantee a higher max hit. So let's look at two scenarios and compare their relative accuracy and their actual max hits. First up is using a rune skimmy in the accurate combat style, so we will utilise the scimitar's highest accuracy bonus of plus 45 in the slash damage type. Second, let's look at using a rune longsword in the aggressive combat style. Again, we will be utilising the slash damage type, as the longsword also has its best bonus of plus 47 in slash. Now remembering to include the Amulet of Power and the plus 3 invisible bonus in attack with skimmy and strength for the longsword, we get the following results. This shows that the accuracy level of the two weapons is relatively similar, with the scimitar being more accurate, while the longsword has a higher max hit. In this situation, I would opt to use the rune skimmy, as plus 1 damage is not going to provide a higher DPS versus having a 20% higher attack rate. Remember the speed of the weapon, 4 versus 5 in this case. Combine this with the accurate style, making the scimitar more accurate in general. Thus, I would likely get a higher DPS against Obor with the scimitar. Keep in mind, these are still rolls, and rolling always creates an element of chance, so betting on the slightly higher max hit may result in defeating Obor quicker than betting on accuracy in more attack rolls, but there is a lower chance of this happening. More often than not, you would do better sticking with my logic and using the skimmy. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope that this whistle stop guide is useful for you and makes sense.
Okay. Okay. So magical later, but that's fine. Crafting this. Sounds like it might have.
Hello and welcome to
Yeah, okay. This is his journey. one has more.
Is this you? Do you hate when people put in more effort than you and feel the need to tell them about it? If you hear 3-tick 4 granite, or see a long string of random words that people are calling a skilling method and it scares you, I understand. A lot of this game can be boiled down to click a tree and wait, and it's okay if you're used to that and want to keep it that way. But what if, and hear me out here, you could put in more effort for more reward? I know it's a crazy concept. Double resource drops, huge XP boosts, faster levels,
Okay,
or
yep.
XP, it could all be yours. If you wanted it to be. Your screen is way too big. Sure, it kind of looks nicer, your character's bigger, and we all know that means better, but I feel so bad for your wrists. You don't always have to play in a small client. If you like the extra real estate on your screen when you're doing PVM or whatever, that's fine, you can resize it, but almost any skilling method hugely benefits from making the client as close to the minimum size as you can stand. The inventory is closer to everything you're interacting with, mobs, the bank, resources in the world. It translates to miles of mouse movement you can save yourself from doing, which means your wrists and hands don't need to do nearly as much work. No matter how casual you play, you're still playing for hundreds of hours if you're watching this. Give your body a break, no matter how small it seems. And if you upscaled RuneLight to 4K and full screen your game, I don't know what to tell you, bud. Get some help.
That's fun.
I bet some of you watching this have never even thought about your mouse settings before. Or maybe when you got your first gaming mouse, it was set to 2000 DPI and you said, sure, why not? But if 20 years of being awful at first-person shooters has taught me anything, it's that lower mouse sensitivity means more accurate clicks. It might take you a second to get used to it, but 800 DPI is the maximum I use for any activity I do in old school RuneScape. Sometimes I go down to 600. Trust me, give it like 15 minutes before you say it's terrible, you're going to be way more accurate, I promise. I know people on Reddit like to yell about how all maxed players are toxic and always telling them how to live their lives or whatever, but the most common thing I hear from higher level community, when they aren't joking around anyway, is that the most efficient method for you is the one you can keep doing. Maybe you watch this and decide to only use one of the things I said because the rest sound frustrating to you, but you won't know if you can even do a method until you try it, and you won't know if you enjoy it either. Until about a year ago, I didn't even know how to do the most basic tick manipulation stuff. I never tried 3-tick granite because I didn't think I could do it, and it sounded awful. But then I wanted to max my UIM faster, so I took the time to learn. Turns out high effort, high reward is a pretty cool gameplay mechanic.
Okay.
So you want to learn how to manipulate the ticks. But the only videos you can find are an hour long with some European techno, and they don't even tell you how to do it. That isn't because they're trying to hide the method from you, it's because they assume anyone watching that understands how ticks and tick manipulation work before they're trying to learn a method. Once you know that, it becomes as simple as slotting in the different manipulation methods into the activity you want to do. So I'll start assuming you know nothing about it, and we'll go from there. You should turn on a metronome. You won't need it forever unless you want it to stick around to help you turn your brain off, but you have to build a sense of how long ticks and cycles take to start using them. You probably have a lot of that already just from playing the game, but it makes a big difference when you start actually paying attention to them. You can use either the visual metronome plugin, which can put a counter on the screen for you, or a flashing tile around your player to indicate ticks, or the plain metronome plugin from RuneLight, but I hate that one. You do you. The most simple way to start, in my opinion, is by clicking a knife and a teak or mahogany log. Or herb and tar, that's your choice. I'll only judge you a little bit. Clicking the knife on the log when you only have one of that type of log in your inventory resets your skilling cycle and starts a 3-tick timer. Once that timer is up, the action you are attempting will complete. If you don't click anything else, that action is fletching a stock, but if you click a rock or a tree or a fishing spot, you get the resource instead. Or at least a chance at getting it. It's pretty OP. So go to any tree you can cut, preferably with a decent cut chance for your level, and all you have to do is click the knife, the log, and then the tree in the same tick every 3 ticks. That sounds like a lot when you say it out loud, but 3 ticks is almost 2 seconds. I think you can do it. You click the knife, pay attention to the metronome, and at the start of a tick, when the metronome beeps or the number changes, click a log in the tree. Then on the next tick, you click your knife, chill out for a tick, and then repeat. Log tree, knife, wait. Log tree, knife, wait. You don't have to worry about dropping when you're starting out, just let your inventory fill up, then drop it or bank it, whatever you want to do. If you have a decent woodcutting level and you aren't getting any logs for a while, you're probably out of cycle. The easiest way to restart it is to just wait for a couple ticks, then start again. Just make sure you don't knife the log or herb the tar before you wait, or you'll get the dreaded fletching or herblore XP drop. This 3-tick cycle works on a bunch of stuff. Trees, rocks, most fishing spots, hunter traps, fire making. It's basically the building block of most tick manipulation. Once you're feeling the rhythm and able to start the cycle and hold on to it for a while, try throwing in some drops. Shift right click the item to change the left click to drop if it's not already. Then clicking the tree, you can click the item to drop it. If you're feeling brave, you can drop multiple items in the same tick too. You got that down? Feeling comfortable with it maybe? Nice, I'm proud of you. Now we can move on to... For this method, we head to the Barbarian Pond with 2 knives and a log. If you don't have the dropping cycle down after the tree clicking, this one will help you figure it out a lot quicker. To start, it's the same as the trees. Click the knife, the log, and the fishing spot every 3 ticks to get the fish faster. However, instead of dropping the fish every cycle, you cut the fish you catch before clicking the fishing spot. If you're successful, you'll get some cooking XP and some fish eggs in your inventory, which you can use to keep the cycle going without clicking the knife on the log. Knife, log, knife, fish, spot. Eat, knife, fish, spot. The trick is, though, you have to already be fishing for the eating cycle to apply to your skilling cycle. If you start by clicking the eggs and then the spot, you're going to wait a long time to get that fish. However, since you aren't always going to have eggs to eat, you still have the knife log on you to start the cycle if you fall out of it and need to eat to clear space. I find it easier to do if you have stuff filling the top portion of your inventory to make fish appear by your knife log location, and you shouldn't need more than 10 inventory spots to stay in cycle indefinitely if you can keep up, so don't be afraid to put some random trash in there to confuse people in screenshots. I'll be showing you how to do this on shooting stars, but this same method also works for mining rocks, any tree that you grow in a farming patch, whatever you want to practice on, that's fine. Before starting the 1.5 tick cycle to get the double sulfur drops.
Old School RuneScape is an MMO with plenty of skills to progress. When taking a look at the possible training methods, the appeal of tick manipulation is clear, with many techniques nearly doubling the experience gained per hour. These methods can... Expanding use of the skilling timer even further, we also use it in combat, albeit with some small but significant differences. Instead of getting a resource roll when the skilling timer hits 0, combat allows us to get an attack roll as long as the skilling timer is 0 or negative. Further, whenever we do get an attack roll, we immediately set the skilling timer to our weapon speed, instead of setting it the tick after a roll is given. In an odd way, this gives us a pattern of 2 skilling timer actions we can take advantage of. Once to receive a resource roll when the timer hits 0, and then again to attack the following tick when the timer is negative. As an example, if we go back to woodcutting, we can actually get a 3-tick cycle if we attack with a 2-tick weapon like darts. On tick 1, we attack a cow to set our skilling timer to 2. On tick 2, we interact with a tree. And finally on tick 3, we receive a resource roll for a log. Similar to how attacking can set the skilling timer, so too can being attacked. If flinched while not interacting with anything, auto-retaliate sets our skilling timer to half of our attack speed, rounded down. So with a 2 or 3-tick weapon equipped, such as darts or a short bow, we're able to set the skilling timer to 1 to roll for a resource the next game tick. As most NPCs have an attack speed of 4, this becomes useful if we have 2 attacking, offset so that 1 attacks on tick 1 and another on tick 3. If we switch our setup to auto-retaliate with 2 cows, we can see this in action. On tick 1, we remove any interaction and get flinched by the first cow, setting our skilling timer to 1. On tick 2, we interact with the tree to roll for a log. Tick 3, we remove any interaction again to be flinched by the second cow, again setting the skilling timer to 1. We complete the cycle on tick 4, where we interact with the tree and roll for another log. Note that unlike the previous example, we aren't ever interacting with a cow while the timer is non-positive, so we never actually attack. That said, it is easier to prevent mistakes by using a short bow without any ammo, or even an uncharged blowpipe. Both still provide a 2-tick cycle when flinched. One thing that can throw off the timing, as explained so far, is when activities introduce stalls, or delays in our character's actions. The most obvious stalls that you've likely come across are those from various agility obstacles. Perhaps less noticeable is that mining rocks and woodcutting player-grown trees are both stalled after movement. Consider an example where we are mining while stationary with an adamant pickaxe. There should be nothing unexpected about getting a resource roll every 4 ticks. If we add a 1-tile walk, it would then be logical that we also need 1 more tick to receive a resource. However, it ends up taking 2 more ticks. On tick 1, we walk 1 tile. On tick 2, we interact with the rock, which starts a stall, meaning it isn't until tick 3 that our skilling timer starts. Finally, on tick 6, we're able to roll for a resource. With this, it's clear that stalls typically decrease experience rates, but surprisingly, we can also use them to our benefit with some careful planning. If we time it so that the stall ends on the same tick where we get a roll, we can actually introduce a double roll. This can either take the form of an actual second resource, as we get here from the pure essence, or just a second chance to get a resource, like from granite. Either way, it's another great boost to experience that can also be paired with 3-tick inventory actions for even more gain. In fact, none of these methods have to be mutually exclusive from each other. Some of the best skilling methods just introduce unique combinations to optimize experience rates. Though I'll caution that experience rates aren't the only metric you should optimize for. It's important to be mindful of what you find comfortable and what you find fun. That may be AFKing while watching YouTube, full focusing on a particular manipulation method, or a mixture of the two when you feel like it. Whatever it is.
Okay. Oh. I guess there's only so much watching a video will show you. I stretched it again. Because this is easier than, like, all of this is, like, smaller and further apart, so it doesn't look as pretty, but it's fine. As long as I can still click and see everything, then I guess that's all that really matters. That. Oh, it's... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch more of that later.
Er komt iets nieuws aan. En dat is niet zomaar lekker. Dat is 3-laags kaasplezier. Een smaakexplosie die je met 2 handen moet vastpakken. Dat wordt gigantisch lekker. 30 september is het zover. Zie je dan bij McDonald's.
Jij denkt aan gigaveel streamen met het hele gezin? Wij van Delta aan de Giga Delta deals. Wat dacht je van 16 maanden lang glasvezel en tv al vanaf €35 per maand? Nu met de nieuwe wifi 7 voor nog sneller internet. Delta, aan alles gedacht.
Oké.
Boek jouw deal op delta.nl.
That you scared the hell out of me.
Bad things happen to good people. None of us were ever really born equal. Only one life there ain't
Giant frog, let's go.
people live, others stay fearful. This world ain't never been peaceful. You got good always butting heads against evil. The good try to
Yeah,
fight,
okay.
the bad lethal.
So,
Fight dirty every single
start at...
deceitful.
Yeah, okay, there we go. I literally have a counter above my head, so I can do this. This is fine. We've got tick manipulation in the bag. I just never understood what the timer was for. Probably a plugin I enabled and I didn't understand what it was. Okay, so Take the bones. Always take the bones. Fight me. Okay. We're getting the basic concepts though, which is great. Big bones. How's my... How much per big bones does that increase my stats, actually? Fight me, giant frog. And I'm gonna go and... Oh, I need to remember to, like, click back. Alright, after this, I'm going to go and collect some wood. Drop off my cool hat that I got. Gonna get axe, my matches, and we're gonna cook all of this. Huh? Wait. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to find. Hello? Probably. The answer is probably. Up. Again? I want to do... Leave alone. Okay, there deposit 1 cool hat. Actually, I don't know if I can even do that, so I need to figure that out. I need... axe, matches. I can, but that also increases my prayer, which is a bonus I want. Right. I can use this now, which is good, so keeping it. X matches. Sure. Down. Oh, I can just select top floor. I've been clicking that staircase twice this entire time. Well, actually, I don't think there are any trees over here, really. Not a lot, anyway. So I need to go over here real quick. Guys, I'm still organized. always know what I'm doing at all times.
Jij denkt aan gigaveel streamen met het hele gezin? Wij van Delta aan de Giga Delta deals. Wat dacht je van 16 maanden lang glasvezel en tv al vanaf €35 per maand? Nu met de nieuwe wifi 7 voor nog sneller internet. Delta, aan alles gedacht. Check nu.
Okay, but now I know how that tech stuff works. Sort of. At least combat-wise. Still not full sure on everything else, but I'm gonna learn it like one at a time. Is that too high of a level? It is. Stupid tree. How dare you? Tree is too big.
Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second, this life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing, new focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession, all in his possession, you got their attention, I leave an impression.
I'm basically gonna just collect as many logs as possible. Then we're gonna go back to fighting the rats, because I know I'm gonna burn probably a lot of this. Yay! What was that? Level 13.
Searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race.
Was that? Oh. My inventory is full. Crazy. Yeah, it's a decent amount of wood, so. But all go. Yep. Burned. Not burned. I don't know what was going on the last time I was trying to cook. Like, I'd fish for a while and start cooking, but then, like, it would just immediately stop the second I hit a level, which made absolutely no sense to me. That's actually not too bad of a rate right there. Burning versus, like, properly cooked. I don't think burned heals me at all, so... we're gonna drop this. Drop. So if we can keep that up, we'll only occasionally have to stop every now and then to stock up on, like, 8 or 9 wood every now and then, which is great. Rat. Any rat. Why? I saw server freeze again. Why? Is it not because of the 117 plugin? Well, it's... I'm slightly paranoid, but we're fine. Fight me, you frog! Give me your bones. I should focus on the rest though. Just to kind of like top up on like the slots for the meat. And I can fight the frogs for the bones. They drop like 1 per thing. I think I got the timing on that wrong, but it's fine. You. It's at the start. Got to click again. Remember, like, click the rest again as soon as I'm like done eating. Oh. While I take this. I don't think this is gonna do anything because I'm like a safe area, I think, but still. I want to make a habit of doing that. People suck. Nice. 27. Give me your bones.
Je puppy denkt dat die boze buurhond zijn vriend is. een satéetje met het stokje er nog in. Je trouwe viervoeter denkt niet aan zijn gevoelige kniebanden. Met een ORA huisdierenverzekering hoef je je geen zorgen
Let's do one more.
Ja, dat is ORA. Bekijk de voorwaarden op ora.nl.
Okay. Oh, we're successfully cooking all of them. Let's go. Almost all of them. That's pretty good. Okay. Mayor Froggy Froggy Froggy. Get some frog bones today. Get over here. I don't know why, but knowing that it's like basically a chance system, I don't know. I think that's cool. And 4. Nice. That's what I need to get you to do. Is timing that between the food and the enemy. I can't be missing like an opportunity to attack. Oh, there's a way to show the number here. I just don't remember how. Oh, it doesn't like that. Ooh, breaking out a little bit there. I don't know which one that is, so I'm just gonna close this. That way my screen doesn't have a seizure. Oh boy. You know, I just want to test something. Okay, so it appears to not match with that. Be confused. Get rid of that.
Er komt iets nieuws aan. En dat is niet zomaar lekker. Dat is drielaags kaasplezier. Een smaakexplosie die je met 2 handen moet vastpakken. Dat wordt gigantisch lekker. 30 september is het zover. Zie je dan bij McDonald's.
Jij denkt aan giga veel streamen met het
Okay.
hele gezin? Wij van Delta aan de Giga Delta deals.
That's
Wat dacht je van
fair.
16 maanden lang glasvezel en tv?
Sorry guys, I know it's boring to see nothing, but OBS does not like room light.
Sneller internet. Delta, aan alles gedacht.
Not trying to have a disco party. Strobe light today. Okay, let's just give this a try, and let's see how well this actually helps us. We're trying things, guys. We're experimenting. Rat, come here. That's what this is. This is a tick counter. I didn't realize that. Hold on. Okay. 1 second, guys. Again. Alright. Where is it? I don't like that. Action progress? Oh. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna have a little box sitting there, I guess. Okay. Fine. It's okay. Bones. Could restore 2 times restore rate for all stats except hit rare. Huh? That's confusing because it's literally a heart. But should I be actually like to level it? Accident. Just fix something. Or the take hit, so let's go like on the one. I don't know why I did that. Dumb. Have time.
Of voor de klas te staan. Of...
Stop met dagdromen en start met een erkende mbo of hbo-opleiding bij LOE. Dan kies
Frog
je
time.
flexibel studeren. Waar, wanneer en hoe snel je wilt. LOE, groei door.
Also, if I'm to be that place European very pretty good. kind of want to. Do I have any other copyright-free playlist? FX. No, I think that's my only one. No copyright, at least on SoundCloud. Nope. Sure. Hope YouTube doesn't screw me over. Might. Blech.
Now that's putting the in milk chocolate.
YouTube Music Premium luister je reclamevrij, offline en op de achtergrond. Probeer het kosteloos.
Oh, I didn't do that right, did I? I've got. Level 50. At the same time, I don't know how difficult it. Kinda don't want to risk it. I think I'm gonna call it here for the stream, guys. I'm gonna mostly be looking at those videos again. To figure out the tick system for like mining and then like cutting trees. So I'm basically gonna be doing it for like everything now. Yeah. I wonder if there's anyone. Nah, okay. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. If you want to go down below on my about, you can read up information for Dream On Interactive and find information there about Nick's Legacy, the game that I am actively working on as the official lead artist. And as always, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.